When you set your alarm limits, you set kind of a safety pop-off, a pressure relief valve, as to say. And that's what this maximum pressure relief is. So, no matter how high this is set, if this gets kinked for whatever reason, pressures will never exceed whatever this is set on. Okay? That's worst case scenario. Alright? So, first things first, what I recommend is to take all of these knobs and turn them as far clockwise as you can go, maxing out all of the knobs. Okay? Maxing out the value on all the knobs. Okay?
You said clockwise, right?
Clockwise, right? You're going to open a door, you turn the knob clockwise. Okay? Next step is to occlude the two openings. Right here, going to the patient, and the back end right here. This is your expiratory resistor. That's what creates the PEEP, that back pressure that sticks in the lungs. So we're going to include this. We're going to put the large end into our palm. We're going to use our finger to cover the other orifice, the other opening. Okay. And as you can see on the manometer, the needle has jumped quite a bit. Okay, it's up here 70s-ish. Okay. First thing we're going to set is the maximum pressure relief, so that we know exactly where that maximum pressure pop-off is. So we're going to turn it, and as we turn it, we're going to go down. Normal ranges can sometimes be 25 to 40 even. We're going to call it 30 for the sake of the check-off. Okay, so what value are you going to set on the maximum pressure relief? 30. Okay. Inspiratory pressure. Now this knob is already pretty maxed out, so it's trying to go all the way over here to the 70. So we'll be turning this knob a while before the needle actually goes anywhere. Be aware of that. You're turning it and it doesn't seem like anything's happening, right? Well, keep turning it. That's the answer, okay? Turn counterclockwise until you start to see the needle move, and it will. See?
There we go.
Just like this. Now, normal range for this can vary 10, 15, 20, 25 even. For the sake of the checkoff, we're going to call it 15. Inspiratory pressure control set at 15. Maximum pressure relief set at 30. Okay? So we have our pop-off, our high pressure. Now we need to deal with our low pressure. Okay? How we're going to do that? We're going to take our finger off of this orifice, but we're still going to include this one. So I like to do this. Okay? Now, as you know, the amount of flow that's coming through here, the pressure associated with that flow, is generating a pressure through this opening right here at the back. That is generating a pressure of about, 12 right here. We're going to turn that down. Okay? Normal peak levels when we start somebody out on an event would be about 0 to 5. Can't go as high as 10, can even go even higher than that should the necessities be there in adults. Now with kids, we're going to start at 5. Okay? So we're going to turn this knob towards the minus sign. We're going to go, again, counterclockwise and turn it. And as you look at the manometer, you need to be watching to see what value it sticks at. And that's about 5 right there. Okay? So, at this point, our pressures are set, the machine is ready to go. Most of these machines have a little cover on them. So if you go to like Clarion or IU Health North or Riley and you're using the neopuff, they may have these already covered because they're already preset and they don't want you to mess with them. Okay? And that's totally fine. Alright? Just to illustrate the fact that how this works. You're gonna hook a patient up to this, with a mask or resuscitation mask of some sort. You're gonna apply a certain amount of pressure and get a seal. What that's gonna do is give you kind of a closed system for your ventilation into your lungs. Okay? As you press on this open orifice right here at the back, this expiratory resistor right here, you're going to force all of the flow and pressure being outputted by this device through into the lungs. Okay, so watch what happens to the lungs when I press this. Did they inflate a little bit more? Yeah. Okay, so inhalation, exhalation. Inhalation, exhalation. So when you're breathing for a patient, that's what you're going to do. It's basically a matter of getting a good seal, putting your thumb over it, and taking it off of it fairly quickly, and rates that children, the infant that you're dealing with, or baby or whatever that you're working with requires at that time. So there are also 3 particular modalities of therapy that we can provide with this device. We can provide blow-by, which is just, additional flow. We're directing at the child's mouth. We're not creating a seal. We're not pressing down the mask. We're just holding it above the child's face, letting them cry, letting them breathe deeply. Hopefully we can kind of help relieve a little bit of work of breathing that way. If we press down the mask and just hold it, we're providing CPAP. Because the patient's just inhaling with this continuous flow. We're not forcing the whole amount of pressure to go into the child's lungs. We're not occluding this opening. And the child can exhale through it and hit this little resistor that creates back pressure in the form of CPAP into our lungs, increasing that FRC, right? Functional residual capacity. If we want to ventilate the patient, this is where we have to actually hold down the mask with one hand and breathe for the patient with the other hand, covering the external orifice here, on and off. Inhalation, exhalation, inhalation, exhalation. Okay, as the child needs.
How come lungs are not inflating right now?
Because these are crappy test lungs.
Okay.
They're balloons and they don't have a really good seal around. If they did, they would move. And they actually used to all up until probably 2 years ago. Just the compliance of the balloon is kind of crappy after a while. But that's in essence what we're doing. So during checkoff, I will ask you to go ahead and set up the machine at these settings I've already described. I will ask you to provide ventilation, blow-by, and CPAP to the patient. Make sure you know how to do that.
So for CPAP, it's just a seal. We're not messing with the
Not
top at all.
messing with anything else. Just
So
providing a seal.
And so would we put our thumb over that?
No,
Okay.
not the CPAP. Only if we're going to deliver a breath. Only if we're going to ventilate. Okay, CPAP. That's why we went ahead and set this already.
Okay, I see.
Because just by default of having a seal here, the patient's going to exhale against this resistor and create that CPAP for us. Okay, so we're not occluding anything. So blow-by, CPAP, ventilation. Okay, that's what you need to know for the neopuff.